Jim Bow.
Court is in session with Ryan in Sacktown on If You Don't Like That. Now, Ryan in Sacktown.
Oh, must be Rhino.
Say his name and he appears.
I believe in Ryan in Sacktown. I think that's how the Joe Hendry thing goes. What's up? We made it. Happy Friday, everybody. How's the day treating you? Beautiful weather here in Northern California. If you are in Northern California, what's up? What do you want to talk about? We have got a lot. We've got Kings. It's Royal Rumble Friday, meaning we can take the show anywhere you want to go within reason. You know the boundaries, you know the rules around here, but we're going to have fun with it. And I've also put together a visual for us to really understand what these next 24 games mean for the Kings. And in fact, I made a mistake on the visual, so I will have to verbally correct that once we get that going. Our man Adam, let's get ready to chamber. Is that this weekend, Adam? That's right. We do have a pay-per-view, so I'm sure Adam's going to be dropping by to talk a little bit of WWE as well. It will be a fun Friday. I've got 2 hours planned for us here on the channel. Most of all, I want to hear from you. I'm going to start off with a little question of the day, kind of story of the day, because Fridays, they're kind of our open forum. You can call, you can ask anything, you can talk about anything, like I said. But I don't know why I got inspired by this. I think it's because I downloaded the Sirius XM app. I've had it in my car for a while, but I never downloaded the app. So I've been able to play the music as I'm going around doing my stuff in my travels. And somebody popped up that just, man, if that person comes on the radio for me, I am rocking out. And I don't care what any of you say. I don't care if you judge me. I don't care if you laugh at me. And I've got a story about that on the other side. So let's get into it. No Dennis, not Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. This ain't no Chingy song. Chingy ain't the artist. Is Chingy a one-hit wonder? He kind of had 2 songs, Holiday Inn, and then what was it, Right There? I love the way you do it, Right There, right? Best Western, no, still not the best Western. Not the best Western, man. You know what I will say? Something weird about this place where I'm at, it has one of those showers that doesn't close. The door does not close. So it is a sizable shower, which I am grateful for. That is a cool little thing. But not having a shower door that closes is a little bit weird. Not going to lie to you. You think the water's going to get everywhere. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. You put a towel down. But is what it is. See, we're already off track. It's that kind of Friday. Let's get into it on the other side. So happy all of you are here. I acknowledge it. You made it.
Acknowledge me.
To the weekend. Let's have a fun 2 hours. I'm really looking forward to spending it with you. We'll send you into the weekend the right way. Right here on the King's Court.
Late nights on the screen, hey, it's Grant and Ryan. We bleed purple, talking hoops, never lying. Sacramento Kings, we rise and we fall. If you don't like that, then you don't know ball. Jerry sitting with the stories of the game, spilling all the truth, driving legends insane. From the Cow Palace days to Arco's roar, this town's heart beats on the hardwood floor. If you don't like that, turn away now. Kings in our blood, we ride strong and proud.
Feel good about yourself, Ryan. You're just a part of the King's Court.
Jim, we are all happy to be parts of the King's Court. You got your jungle. We have the King's Court. So thank you for that, Romy. Hey, how you doing? Ryan in Sacktown with you. Waiting on you. Get in here. Use the link that's in the chat. You can scan the QR code that is on the screen as well. And we can talk Kings. We can talk whatever it is that you want to talk. The NFL Combine is going on right now. Matthew Stafford, the Rams, they're going to renegotiate his contract so he can stay in LA. How about some Fresno college players betting on themselves? Daily fantasy. What a shock. Who would have thought that there would be more problems with gambling and players in college and the pros? It's only going to get more common as we get more into this like gambling era, I guess, more or less. Baki, what's up, my brother? Just one info for you. Baki's microwave has nothing to do with me, Tedora, or Serbia at all. I doubt my biggest fan is a Californian. Baki, dude, you've made it when you have somebody that's using you as their handle. Your microwave is becoming legendary. And on a serious note, though, I do want to say this. One of the things that I do every morning, I have a routine. My eyes open. I usually pour a cup of coffee. I'll say hi to the little one, get the day going, and then I pull up my phone. I go to these shows, and I don't go to watch myself. I don't go to re-listen to something that somebody said. I look at the comments. And one of the coolest things that I saw yesterday was some comments for Peter and the fact that he had lost his mom. And just, Peter, we're here for you. I loved that. That's why I love this community. That's why I do this show 5 days a week as much as we can. So good job by all of you. Very good job indeed. Dennis is on hold. We're going to get to him in a second. But I did tease a little question of the day, a little story. And by the way, shout out to my SDSU basketball family. They always come through. If you knew the fire that was on my feet right now, oh my gosh, I am so pumped up about what is on my feet at the moment. But anyways, I digress. Yes, that is a humble brag. These things are cool. I'm very happy to have these. But the thing I wanted to get to was this. So I remember back in the day, I was going to work out with Al Biacani in the summers. Secret bachelor pad. Yeah, that would not fly for a second if you have met my wife. Absolutely not. Good luck getting anything like that past the wifey. It ain't happening. If there is money involved, the wifey will know about it. So unless somebody wants to donate a bachelor pad to me, there will be no bachelor pad. But I used to work out in the summers with Al Biacani. Those who don't know who Al is, he was the King's strength and conditioning coach for many years. And by the way, that dude had the biggest calves I've ever seen in my life. Massive calves. The problem with Al's place was he was located off of I-80 out in, it was near Roseville. You know where the big globe, what was the name of it? Is it World's Gym or Gold's Gym, whatever? You know the big glass building? I believe it's Antelope and 80. Now it's a casino. But before it was a gym. So I used to have to make that drive every single day. And so there were times that, you're rocking out, you're getting into the mood. And I don't know why, but there was some like teeny pop song that was out. I want to say it was like JoJo or something like that. And I was just rocking out to this thing. I'm singing, I'm just letting it go. I got the windows down, and Mike drives by me. Bibby, him and the entire crew just start cracking up. Not only can they hear the song, but they can just see me going nuts in my Honda Civic, just straight up singing this thing, because I would work out with Mike during the summers. And so I never lived that down. But what I'm saying is, we all have like that one artist. If there was a concert that you could go to where nobody in the world would judge you, that you would just be rocking out? If that person could put on a concert just for you, who would it be? I have mine. I'm going to share mine in a few minutes, but I want to know who yours would be. I think mine will surprise you. I'm going to open up to all of you. I'm going to let you in, but there is one artist that it would be just all day. I make it happen for me, please. Oh, I would die and go to heaven if I got to go to one of those concerts. Dennis, kick us off the right way on a Friday. Okay, not too much though. Not too much though. Like 5 seconds, because we'll get pulled down. Good job though. Good job.
You're so funny right now.
What's up,
What's
dude?
going on, my man? You ready?
You got walk-up music when you call
Bro,
now?
you know, I'm trying to get this shit lit, you know.
All right.
You know, Rhino, I was kind of analyzing what you were saying in starting the bigs.
Yeah.
And when you look over this roster, I mean, maybe not to new Kings fans, but to us OGs, you look at the bigs, and we really haven't had this kind of skill set in a long time. I mean, honestly, Rhino, I don't think ever we had two centers like this on the same team together. Two sharpshooters like we have in Levine and Keegan, who can hit 8 or more threes in a game. And then you have, of course, DeMar, the clutchest guy in NBA to finish. I mean, so I was looking at your lineup, and I was kind of like, yeah, I like that. I like that because if you put all our best out there at one time, I mean, offensively, yes, and I think defensively with Jonas and Sabonis, you're still going to get more than you would with just one or the other on the court.
No doubt.
Two. So I really like that, Rhino. Thank you.
You're what? So Dennis, you're.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Somebody's on the same page with me. I love it. Thank you, Dennis. There's a chance.
Right on, my man. I just want to kick this Friday off right.
Appreciate you, brother. You got any plans for the weekend?
Just gaming up. I mean, I might do something tonight, you know, but low key. But you know, it's all about Kings vibes here. You already know that.
Okay, so you got to answer the question, man. If you could go to a concert that's being put on for you by like your favorite artist. Nobody's gonna know about it. You can rock out. Nobody's gonna judge you. Who is it? Like your undercover artist. Don't give me like the popular ones, the ones that everybody knows. What's your secret artist that you love?
I mean, my first thought was with The Weeknd, but when you hit at me like that, I'm like, the first artist that really got me was probably like Peter Frampton.
Who's Peter Frampton? I've never heard of him.
Exactly. So I'll send you something on him. But yeah, he's the first he's the one that was able to sing with his guitar. Like he would use the chords on his guitar, to play the song. And it was, "Do you feel like how I feel? Let me know." I'll send you one.
All right. I see you.
Thanks for the call,
Dennis.
Let's
Appreciate
go.
you.
TGIF.
Go Kings. Or excuse me, go Kings. We don't want go Kangs. Peter Frampton. Interesting. Never heard that. Never heard of that guy. All right. Derek's hopping in. A younger Janet Jackson. I believe she's on tour right now. I think Janet's still doing some stuff. I know you guys know Mary J. Blige is going to be coming to the G1C pretty soon. By the way, the best moments ever with Grant and Jerry were when Grant would make Jerry do those like summer jam or winter jam reads with all the artists that Jerry had never heard of. And he'd have to get his energy up for it. He'd say half of them wrong. It was the best. And Grant, for those that don't know, because Grant and I have talked about it on the channel before, he would never give Jerry a heads up. He would just hand Jerry the card. and Jerry would have to go for it. Let's see. Yeah, dude, I got caught out. I got caught rocking out to JoJo. I did not live that down for a while. In fact, I believe I had a 1 week suspension from playing cards with them for the JoJo singing. That was not good. Sadie, okay. All right, Sadie, I see you, even though I don't know who that is. Finchy says Iron Maiden. See, Finchy, nobody's going to judge you, though, for Iron Maiden. I get it. Iron Maiden, look, I am not probably the best person to talk about or talk to when it comes to music and classical rock and bands, but I'm slowly learning. Some of my friends, especially the ones that I went to Wisco with, they are like way into music. So I'm starting to discover Rush. I'm starting to discover some of those other just I guess icons. So I'm trying to tap in a little bit, trying to tap in. Do you feel like I do? I don't know what that means. Is that a song from Sadie? Okay, Flores, I appreciate that. Flores would go Taylor Swift. All right. He's a little bit of an undercover Swiftie. Totally fine. I get it, man. So I'm a big Ed Sheeran guy. Now, that's not an embarrassing one. When Ed Sheeran came to Sacramento, my wife and I and some friends, we went to that concert. That was a hell of a concert. By the way, Ed Sheeran is like the most unassuming artist I think I've ever seen in concert. Like, there's no big hype video for him to come on the stage. There's no pyro. It's just this dude that walks on the stage with his guitar and he just starts playing. And then he's got like these different, I don't know, recorders or what around him, but he'll just do a couple of beats or a couple of sounds and he'll record them and then he'll go them on loop and then he'll do his songs. Incredible stuff. So I'm going to give you my artist that I would want to have a concert from. And if you ever hear me, in fact, this person, I'll give you a hint. They have their own channel on Sirius XM. They have their own channel. How about that? Cartman? Who's the Cartman? Are you talking about Cartman from South Park? Interesting. All right. So a lot to go over today. The Kings, 24 games left in the season. We know that it's not going to be an easy 24, but I thought it would be good to maybe get that across to everybody in a graphic. And I'm going to show you that here in 1 second. And you know what? I love talking hoops with this guy. So let's go to him first. Dirk, what's up, man?
Hey, happy Friday to you, man.
Happy Friday. How are you?
I'm all right. Just kind of looking forward to seeing how the Kings perform. You got a graphic of what we're going to show?
So I put a graphic together of what the Kings are going to be doing the next 24 games. These are,
cool. Yeah, I was actually going to talk to you about the next 10. So just to get some idea of where you think they were going. In these
let's
10.
put it up. Here's the graphic. The Kings have a massive buffet in the next 24 games of playoff teams. These are all teams that are going to be in the NBA playoffs this year. And some of those teams you're going to see twice. So that is a hell of a table right there that is set for the Kings.
Yes, it is, but it is missing some.
It's missing Milwaukee. It's missing Milwaukee. I know. It's missing.
Oh, I didn't notice that. I'm looking for the Clippers. I don't see them on there.
The Clippers are there.
Oh, they're
right
there
in the middle.
That ugly new graphic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're gonna have to play good teams or beat good teams to get into the playoffs. So it's an exciting time because I don't think this team is going to be middling at this point. They're either going to be terrible or they're going to figure it out, and so let it be what it is. I don't know about everybody else, but I don't want to see them just stumble into the playoffs and do nothing.
Sure. I'm with you. I want to see them hit a stride. And I have heard Dennis say it a million times. There's too much talent for this team to just kind of flounder the way they have, but we're running out of games, Dirk.
I challenge that. That's been said many times, too much talent. I don't know. There's maybe a lot of talent, maybe not so much BBIQ.
I agree with that 100%.
So talent can get you something, but I mean, you got to be able to maximize the talent. That's where the coaching comes in. So just looking at the next upcoming games, I mean, first we have the Rockets, right? So they're going to be hungry. They play physical. This team doesn't respond well to physicality. I think even less so with Fox. So I could see us giving that game, considering how Malik Monk and Sabonis have been playing recently. But I think Valanciunas gives you a little bit of physicality off the bench, and he might have some really important minutes that game. What are your thoughts?
I agree. Yeah, I think he's going to be crucial to that, especially dealing with Şengün. I thought Şengün pushed Sabonis around a little too much in the first two meetings, even though the Kings have won both. The last one, 132, 127. The one before that, 120, 111.
Did that surprise you?
That Sabonis got pushed around, or the Kings won both games?
No, got pushed around by Şengün.
It did. It actually really did.
I'm recalling I felt the same way. Like at that time, I was like, wow. I mean, Şengün like had some decent performances against Sabonis. You could see potential in his previous games, that we lost, but you felt like Sabonis probably outclassed him a little bit. And I just thought that was a little bizarre in that specific game. But hey, the outcome is what really mattered. So
yeah, indeed.
But the Kings, so basically I feel like the Kings have a shot. Chances are Rockets take that one, right? Next you get the Mavericks.
Right.
They're not doing so great right now. They're still injured. That's this Monday. I doubt a lot of help's coming for them off the bench. It's a very winnable game. Kings are on, 2 nights rest or 1 night rest in between the game. So it's feasible. Kings have performed well as a road team. And then it's the Nuggets. And are the Kings better equipped to combat the Nuggets now? That would be the big question.
Well, that's I think you have to say yes because you have JV, number one. But then number two, I look at kind of the guys on the perimeter and I look straight at that LaRavia versus Trey Lyles decision. Who's getting those minutes? Does LaRavia make that big of a difference guarding a Michael Porter Jr., guarding an Aaron Gordon versus Trey Lyles getting some of those looks? We know Keegan's going to get a good helping of that, but what scares me, Dirk, and I'm going to kick this to you, the guy that the Kings have not had an answer for against the Nuggets this year has been Russell Westbrook, and that blows my freaking mind.
I'm not surprised by that. If you can contain Westbrook, like control how Westbrook plays the game with a lot of like players that have influence, I think I would love to have him. I mean, there were talks that the Kings should have traded for Russell Westbrook years ago for Fox. I don't know that would have worked out for us, but God, I would love to have Russell Westbrook on this team, wouldn't you?
The way he's playing, absolutely.
Even just because he gets assists, it's not just a guy like a score first point guard. He plays hard. He's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. And he brings his own set of problems, but it doesn't surprise me just how fast and physical he plays. I think he's going to continue to give us problems. I feel like the Kings let one of these Denver games get away. But at least you have some more bodies to throw at Joker now. So who knows? I mean, the Nuggets laid eggs last year. Who knows what happens by next Wednesday? But I won't even comment on the Spurs game. But then the Clippers, just in the next 5. The Clippers have also made us look bad a lot. And now they have Kawhi, right?
And they have Ben Simmons, too, who has fit in pretty well the last few games.
I think they're like 2-3 in their last 5. I haven't watched any. They're going to hit a rough streak. I hear they're going to have back-to-backs against the Lakers coming up. But if they can somehow figure out a way to go 3-2, 3-2 in those 5, I'd be pretty happy in that setup. I mean, I think you give away the Nuggets game, probably the toughest of the bunch. But other than that, these are all fairly winnable games. So
See, everybody's saying the Nuggets, and I know the Kings didn't have a great performance last game against them, even though they came back at the end because of Doug McDermott. I feel like the Clippers is the really bad matchup. The Kings have had no answer for the Jeff Van Gundy defense that the Clippers have been playing. And by the way, both of those meetings have been without Kawhi Leonard as well.
Yeah.
And that game, it's just not a good matchup. They are so much more athletic than the Kings. Well, they were more athletic. I don't know how they'll look against this version of the Kings. I think what's undercover killing us right now is you are getting no rebounding from your guard line. Like nothing. Zach LaVine, I don't remember the last time that guy crashed for a rebound. He's always streaking out. And Monk, because of what he's being asked to do offensively, he's not in there as much. If he drives and takes a shot, sometimes he'll get a follow-up attempt or an offensive rebound there. But really, you've got Keegan Murray, LaRavia, and Sabonis more or less crashing the boards. And I just feel like the Kings need to be sending everybody to the boards.
Everybody is not on ball. I agree with you. Should
Yeah.
be crashing until it starts to hurt you. But maybe this is a scenario where you run the too big lineup. I'm not a big fan of that idea, but what could that do for your ability to get rebounds? It feels like Sabonis is kind of abandoned the three a little bit, unless he is in just like on the top of the key with just no other option because the ball is not moving. So would like to see him get it going again from the 3-point line personally. But
well, the best Sabonis that we've seen this year has been the Sabonis that's been operating from basically the pill inside, and he'll be outside to set picks for the pick and roll. But the DHO Sabonis, that has not been a good Sabonis. We've seen stupid turnovers, bad decisions. And for whatever reason, Dirk, the Kings are now going back to that. They're regressing back to that when the best basketball, in my opinion, that we've seen from this team has been centered around the pick and roll, which we rarely see anymore.
I agree. And I don't think there's an easy solution anywhere for that.
No.
The only, I would say, like variable factor that I'm not sure whether or not this is even feasible is to get DeRozan throwing more assists. Just because it's not expected, but is DeRozan smart enough like to make those reads and be an effective passer? Because it's just the passing is just not working. The Kings' offense seems too obvious most of the time, I would say. I would love if Keegan could be more aggressive. Maybe in the absence of any aggression on the team, he could step up and start taking those actions.
Yeah.
Where he penetrates and let's see if good things happen. There's just something missing on the team. Just kind of this uniting something, right? People don't seem to be on the same page as to where they should be, what we're trying to do. We seem to have pulled out wins, I'd say mostly on talent. And I have to think something will happen. Like somebody's going to figure something out. But I don't have a lot of faith in it. Something has to work out.
Well, I think what's missing is it's this point guard by committee. It usually when you're running an offense or you have sets that you want to get into, usually those sets are supposed to start at certain spots on the floor. And when you have Zach LaVine bringing the ball up, when you have Keon bringing the ball up, when you have DeMar bringing the ball up, sometimes they get pushed away from those spots and the ball gets picked up in weird areas. And now you've got 14 on the shot clock, so you don't have enough time to run a set. It's more of a scramble. Maybe you're going to a pick and roll, and it's wasted possessions. It feels like every game we're seeing multiple 24-second shot clock violations, and they need somebody that can handle the ball confidently, that can handle the pressure, and can at least get things initiated and started. When that happens, we see stuff like we saw against Charlotte. And also, to your point about DeMar DeRozan, he's been great assist-wise over the last 10 games. He's averaging 5.1. He's tied for second on the Kings in assists. Malik is only higher than him with 6 per game in the last 10.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, so there's some potential there. I just think we need to throw something different at defenses.
I agree.
With the Warriors streaking, we still
Dirk, did we lose
have
you?
to play them again. Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, I got you now.
All right, cool. Yeah, I was saying, okay, there's some potential premise there with DeRozan showing those assist numbers. We need to throw a new look at the defenses that are guarding us, because it feels like there's a blueprint out on how to guard the Kings now, and where to force all these turnovers. It can't be this simple. Sure, it's some acclimation of the new players, but where that ball's supposed to be, it just feels too stagnant, or the Kings are making a lot of silly mistakes. So
I'm with you 100%. A lot of good stuff there. I appreciate you, brother. Have a great weekend.
You as well.
Good stuff from Dirk. I forgot to ask him about his musical artist. All right, Dennis, call back. What homework do I need to do? What am I missing? What am I not feeling, Dennis? What Dirk says is true. The Kings are one of the easiest teams to guard in the NBA. Hands down. It's not even close. Look at what happened last game, how Sabonis was taken out of the game. Or was it a couple of games ago? No, it was last game. They were doubling down on Sabonis. They were shading his way so he could not initiate offense. They were getting the ball out of his hands. Now, something that has crept into this team over the last 10 that I can't figure out, it's like a parasite that is attacking their decision making and their basketball IQ. With some of these turnovers, these are like middle school turnovers that these guys are making. And I'm all for the exciting play. I understand. And it's different in the NBA. Throwing an oop is more of a fundamental play in the NBA than it is in college or high school. It's a little bit more of a flashier play there. But some of the oops that these guys are going for, like from half court, and I know you had one get through last game that was really good to Levine, they're just not good ideas. And it's not only that they're not good ideas, it's the time and the place when the Kings are deciding to try those things. It's when the Kings haven't had a field goal in 5 minutes. It's when the other team is on a run. It's like you've got to hammer down. And Doug Christie, think about this. In the Charlotte game, halfway through the third quarter, he only had 2 timeouts left because he had to call so many timeouts because there was just stuff that should not be happening that he did not like to see. All right, Dennis is back. I need to understand what I am not understanding. What's up, dude?
Hey, Rhino. My only question was if what you're saying, I get what you're saying, right? But what if what we're seeing on this team right now is not the full team yet? So, like, we can expect more from this team, right?
I think you should be able to expect more when you look at them on paper. Absolutely.
So, is it a coaching thing now? Does it come down to us only being limited to a rookie coach now?
What do you mean limited to a rookie? You think that Doug Christie's limiting what the Kings can do?
Well, I mean, he had an 8-man rotation out there. We saw Marquez Fultz get like what 4 minutes?
4 minutes.
Yeah. So it's like, is he just trying to really like? And I get like us not being cohesive the last few games, and him trying to remedy that by saying, "Hey, stay on the floor for the final how many minutes? To the 3-minute, 2-minute mark." To get that cohesiveness back, because he understands like this is better than practice. Like we all understand that. Like in game is way better than any practice they can do. So, is this coach limiting us, or are we not really fully seeing what we can do because we just don't have enough time to gel?
Let's put it this way. I think everybody could be doing a little bit more or doing something a little different. That's a very general statement that's true and can be applied to just about anything in life. I think for me, Dennis, my problem is you have a team that is not going to beat you with their defense. That's not going to beat you. Now, you also have a team that you could probably make it serviceable enough to where your defense isn't going to cost you games. But then on the flip side, you have a team offensively that isn't right now outscoring teams
That's the
and
yeah.
putting their eggs in that basket. And so I guess my problem is, and I'm not going to ask for an identity at this point in the season. I'm
I'm,
not going to do any of that because you've had new players. We've now gone into our almost third full year with a team that does not have an identity. But I guess what is the Kings thing going to be? What
no,
basket are you putting all your eggs in? And I just see, I feel like the premises, I feel like the schemes, they're being spread way too thin instead of focusing a lot into one area that's going to give the team the best shot to win. And when you look at this team, I think it's offense.
100% right now. Like I was just going to ask you that. Like after everything you have seen, like what do you think we can lean more heavily on, offensively or defensively?
It's got to
And
be offense.
honestly, honestly, like we have so much offense that I feel like we can just go that route much more better. But then when we see the droughts we have where teams are able to climb back in and have these big runs against us, it's, it questions a lot of things.
But that, see, like, and I can't blame Doug Christie for stupid decisions by the players. Like Malik Monk cupping a basketball like this and then throwing it 80 feet when the game's like, I believe it was an 8-point game. That's just a stupid decision. You can't blame the coach for that. That's like it's those little areas where this team needs to improve. Like, I don't know if this team sees themselves as much better than their record is and much better than what the scoreboard shows on most nights. But this team isn't good enough to make mistakes like that. And so for everything to break right and to beat teams with their offense, you've got to play sound basketball. And guess what? I know they're capable of it. It's why I sat here and said this team would be okay without De'Aaron Fox. And I always said with that, as long as you get the right return for him as well. I didn't say just take him away and the team's fine. But that team that we saw, like we're looking at those numbers and we're like, damn, all right, maybe there is a better lineup without De'Aaron that's on this team. Maybe you do have 5 good pieces to the puzzle. For whatever reason, be that because of coaching decisions and playing time, whether that's basketball IQ, whether that's injuries, we have seen nothing. Not one time have we seen a Kings team that looked anything like we saw when they were in Boston, when they were in Dallas. We haven't seen it in the games that De'Aaron Fox did not play in. And I just don't, for me, Dennis, and you study basketball, Dirk, who we just talked to, study basketball. I know most of you do as well. Of course, we miss you. What's up, Brock? I guess my question to you and my question to everybody else is there something I am not seeing that other teams are doing that are taking away the Kings' opportunities to play within that pick and roll offense, to play the style that they want to play? Because I'm not seeing it. So my assumption is the Kings have just gone away from it.
Yeah. My only other question to you, um, what I initially called in for was this team still has a roster spot open. You're a GM or coach on this team. What are you looking for? If you could go out and get something right now that says I could
No.
help this team, what piece could that be? Could it be bringing up a G League guy? Could it be bringing another Marquez Fultz kind of a player isk, I would say, onto
That
this team? You
Dennis,
know,
that piece ain't there though, man. That piece ain't there. Whether it's a guy that's out of the league right now, that's not signed, that's a two-way
well,
player,
the
I
thing
just
is
don't
though,
think it's there.
yeah. Well, if it's not
Who
there,
would you bring in?
I mean, I saw Serge Ibaka over there in the Euro League, and I was like, gosh, that guy looks amazing. Like, wow. Like, if he can come in and give us 10 minutes, like, would that help us?
Whose minutes is he going to take?
Hopefully the guys that are playing like 37 plus. I mean, we want to be around the 33 mark for these starters, honestly. Like, 33, anything 35. We'll say 35. I'll give you 35 minutes for these starters. Unless we're in a playoff format, I don't really think we're going to get anything more or less when these guys are playing 3 or 4 minutes right now. Versus a guy who comes in fresh, gives you a little bit something different, obviously, gives you a little bit more defense presence, gives you a little bit more shot blocking, gives you that lob presence we didn't see the last game. Like, if we had a lob presence, oh, like that'd be nice. But that's my question to you, to all our Kings fans out there in the kingdom. What piece is missing? If you could add one piece to this roster, because obviously we have one spot open, whether it be, like I said, an upgrade from the G League or somebody that brings something totally different to this, enigma of we have an offense. That's my question.
All right, fair enough. We'll see what everybody says. Appreciate you, dude. Look, I don't think. I mean, I have not looked at free agents right now and who's available. I don't believe there's anybody on the Stockton Kings right now that you would bring up or could bring up that's going to be any more impactful than they've already been at some point in this season. You know, I'm talking about Isaac Jones. I don't think Isaac can really give you the consistency that you need yet. He's a great project. I love where he's headed. I think that they're doing a great job developing him, but it ain't him. It's not going to be Mace. It's not going to be Boogie Ellis. I think it's more of a question, and this is my take on it, of how do you look at what you have right now on this roster? How do you look at the pieces that you have to play with? How can you create the most mismatches? How can you create the most problems for other teams? Because Dirk said it perfectly that the Kings are so easy to guard. They are the simplest team, in my opinion, in the NBA to guard. They're predictable. Nothing about what they do is surprising. Now, that's not true when they're running the pick and roll. So, like, I look at if I'm going down the roster and I'm looking at advantages, let's pull the roster up really quick. If I'm looking at advantages for this team, if I can get the roster up for us, here we go. Go full screen. I'm looking at this roster and I'm thinking, where are my advantages? Where are my surpluses? What do my players, my best players, what are their strengths? What makes them the players that they are? I'm starting with Sabonis and I'm starting with JB. And that's not in any particular order saying they are our best players. But those are the first two that I am looking at. The reason I'm looking at those two is because they have a very different skill set for their sizes, a much different skill set. I don't need to go through it. All of you understand it. But the other thing that they have in common is they both set bone rattling screens, knock you on your arse screens, knock you out of the game screens. They hit you that hard and they do it legally. So now I'm saying, okay, well, physicality. All right. Those two have no issues with physicality. Domas is closer to a robot than he is a human. The guy's unbreakable, it feels like, knock on wood. JV doesn't shy away from physicality whatsoever. It seems like every single game, he's one of those Velcro walls. You know, the ones where people used to put on the Velcro set or suit and then try to stick to the wall, like jump off a trampoline? It's exactly what he is. Somebody's bouncing off of him every single game. So I look at those two things, and both of them can pass the ball very well. Both of them can play inside. Both of them can play outside. You'd rather have Sabonis outside and JV inside, though. And so I'm asking, how can those two play on the court together? And what's that look like? Because that creates a problem for other teams. And then I go down the list. What about Keegan Murray? Keegan Murray has underachieved this year. He's missed a lot of open shots. I get it. I understand it. But I'm not going to quit advocating that many of the reasons that Keegan has been missing shots, in my opinion, one, the ankle issue that he's dealt with for most of the season. But the second and most important reason, Keegan talked about it after the game just the other night. He's like, yeah, from what I came from in college, sets and coming off screens, I'm more used to that. That's what my game's geared towards. None of that's been happening for Keegan this year. None of that's been happening whatsoever. But dude can crash the boards hard. He is physical and he can get it going. I was so happy to see him have 26 the other night. So I think Keegan is a part of that group too. I throw Keegan there on the floor. Now you've got a big problem because you've got four guys that I have no idea what to do with in Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Malik Monk, and Keon Ellis. I know that the analytics and the numbers say Keon Ellis needs to be on the floor. But what about LaVine? What about DeMar? DeMar, to me, meshes more with that group. And here's the other thing. I'm also looking at which guys can play in their natural positions, because that's been the biggest error of the way this team's been built. All 3 years, somebody has been asked to play. Almost everybody has been asked to play out of position. JV, he's a center. Domas, he's a true 4, right? Keegan has been playing 4. He's actually a 3. So now you have 3 guys that are in position. DeMar, you put him at the 2. I get it. Now, what do you do with the 1? You've got LaVine, Monk, and Ellis. Somebody's going to be left out. But I'm looking at that group, that group of 7 players. Is it 6 or 7 players? I'm trying to figure out what combination of that group gives you the best opportunity to create problems for other teams. That's going to make other teams have to adjust to you. That's going to make other teams worry about defending you, because there is nothing right now that worries me about defending the Sacramento Kings if I am another team. And I think we have seen that so many times with teams coming into the G1C. You know, Doug Christie wants this team to hit first. Well, you got to put a group on the floor to start the games that plays that type of basketball, that hit first mentality. So it's a very interesting conversation. On paper, this team has the potential. It's just, how do you apply it? Can they step their game up against better competition? Traditionally, they do. If you're just joining us, we're talking about what the Kings have in front of them. I put together a buffet graphic for you. It is missing the Milwaukee Bucks. But those are all teams coming up in the next 24. In some cases, you see these teams twice. The Clippers, you're going to see twice. The Nuggets, you're going to see twice. These are all teams that are going to be in the playoffs this year. The Kings are basically going to be playing a buffet of playoff teams as they come down the stretch. Only a few games where the Kings are going to have a Charlotte, a San Antonio, a Portland. And by the way, Portland, they have been playing much better basketball than their record is for sure. So we'll see what happens. And that's why I named the show what I did today. It's 24 one-game seasons left on the schedule. Because the Kings got to take it game by game by game. And you better sure as hell hope that nobody gets hurt on this stretch of games. As we continue going through the Kings and what's coming up, next, the Houston Rockets tomorrow night in Houston. Let's hear from Keon Ellis from a couple of nights ago after the Kings' victory. Here's Keon Ellis.
How you guys played and you know how you feel like things are maybe coming together with some new pieces around you.
I think we could have got off to a better start, and I think we knew that. We didn't play our best ball, so especially after halftime, we kind of knew what adjustments needed to be made. You know, kind of slow the game down, play simple, and just take what they gave us.
Doug didn't like some of the alley oops and the lobs that were getting thrown around.
Mm-hmm.
Did he let you guys know that?
Oh, for sure. But I think, you know, as players, you kind of already know, like in the moment, what's a good pass, what's a bad pass. So, and I think he just addressed it as well. Like, you know, as games get closer and, you know, it's possession by possession games, you know, just want to be smarter with the ball and, you know, take some of those opportunities we get and convert them.
How good was it to see Keegan kind of get a rhythm? It's just his fourth 20-point game of the season and his first since like the end of November. How good is that for him and for the group?
Definitely good to see him rolling. I mean, you know, anytime anybody has it going, you feel good for him. So with him out there knocking down shots and being who he is for us, definitely big. You know, obviously every night won't be said guy's night. So, you know, when anyone has it rolling, kind of just let them flow with it. But definitely huge to see him get it going.
Does it feel like with some of the trade deadline additions and, you know, the signing of Markelle as well, that the depth is maybe a little better and you have some more help with that second unit?
You know, I honestly don't know, but I do think.
By the way, Keon Ellis has the best on the team. His is so good. You're looking at the Ringers top 100 players in the NBA post-trade deadline. Is the LeBron number 7 a respect thing? I don't know that LeBron's the 7th best player in the league right now. Do you all agree with that? Donovan Mitchell at 8, Ant-Man 9, Wemby at 10, Durant 11, Anthony Davis when he plays. Actually, he was playing a lot this year up until recently. 12, Brunson 13, Cat 14. Interesting. Devin Booker 15. Damn, Matt Ishbia is paying for that. And they're not even in the play-in. You have 3 Kings that do make the list, by the way. We'll go over them here in a few minutes. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the upcoming buffet of playoff teams. The Kings are going to be playing with the first one kicking off tomorrow night against the Houston Rockets. Let's get to some of your comments. A lot of you talking about the ums. I know Keon's is great. I love it. Keegan is okay, but he's a bad first round pick. Are you crazy, Sam? You think Keegan Murray was a bad first round pick? Sam, you're kidding, right? Who's with Sam? Anybody else think that Keegan Murray was a bad first round pick? Sam, that confuses me, my man. That confuses me a lot. Flores, we need players like SGA to start, but I'm saying in general, hard to pick players based on what are on that when you have to start with talent. Yes, indeed. Derek Keegan still has upside. I'm not selling on him just yet. No, are you kidding me? Keegan Murray was one of the guys that the Kings basically said was untouchable. He was not available. And there's a reason for that. Like, I don't think any of us truly know what you have with Keegan Murray yet. You don't. Somebody called the post-game show a couple of nights ago and said, blow this thing up, take it down to the studs, but keep Keegan Murray. I'm not saying I agree about blowing it up, but I am saying I think you would have your eyes opened big time if Keegan Murray was your featured player. I think you would see a much different Keegan Murray. And in fact, I would argue the way that Keegan has continued to find ways to contribute while not being really a focus whatsoever of this Kings offense has been incredible. Keegan is your best defender, hands down. His defensive jump that he has made from year one to now is ridiculous. If the Kings were in the top 3 in the Western Conference, you would hear Keegan Murray's name being thrown around for the all-defensive team. Guarantee it. So I don't know how you say that's a bad first-round pick. Talent is only as good as they can make it. Agree. Buffet, give me those Cash Creek crab legs. Do they have crab legs at Cash Creek? I think Red Hawk does that once in a while too. So what's the narrative if the Kings beat the Rockets and the Mavs and the Nuggets? It's a good narrative. I mean, if you look at what the Kings, their record right now, let me pull up what they've done as of late. It's not bad. What, they've won 5 of 7, I want to say. Is it 5 of 7 or 4 of 7 off the top of my head? They're 6-4 in their last 10. Remember, they won 3 of 4 going into the All-Star break. It just so happened that loss to New Orleans, a lot of people, I think Grant was a little bit too hard on that loss. I think it's very hard to beat a team 3 times in a week, even if they're a bad team. I thought it was bound to happen in one of those games. I thought there were things that going into the All-Star break, the fact that you had 20 plus turnovers that resulted, I believe, in 36 Dallas Mavericks points, and the Kings still won that game. That to me was impressive. So I think the narrative, if the Kings win the next 3, is they're finding something. But the thing that goes along with that, Mars, is how do they win the next 3? Is it because somebody got injured? Is it because somebody got ejected? Are they dominating victories by the Kings? It doesn't matter as long as you get the W, but you're going to have a very good narrative. Most people think the Kings in the next 3, they'll take 1 and 2 in the next 3. 1 and 2 is what I am expecting in the next 3. What's everybody else expecting? Tristan, possession after possession after possession. Yes. Oh my gosh. Mike Brown, man, he just dug his heels in a little too much. He just dug them in a little too far. And we're going to have a lot of good conversations when the season's over. We're going to talk about this entire year. We're going to debrief this year. We're going to talk about things that really have not been talked about on the airwaves up until this point. Things have been hinted at here and there, but I'm with some of the other people that do this for a living. I know Carmichael Dave brought something up and said, I don't think it's really beneficial to be talking about it, so we'll wait. I'm with him on that. Now, I'm not saying that it's anything that's going to blow your mind, but I think everything that has happened this season will make a lot more sense as we continue or we start to have those conversations after the season. Flores, Grant will say the other team was hurt, sick, or I know, right? That's Napes. It's Napes for you. Turn on the sprinkler systems last night. Steph Curry was on fire. I got to tell you, I put a tweet out last night and I said, it kills me. Like, it kills me at my core to say this, but there's 2 teams right now in the West that I would put future bets on that could very well make it to the Western Conference Finals, if not further. And they're probably the 2 most hated teams here in Sacramento. What I'm seeing from the Lakers, I don't like. And by me saying I don't like, I mean it looks really good. And it looks like it's only going to get better. And if they continue to get contributions from Vanderbilt and some of their other bigs, watch the hell out. Watch out. Like, I do not like what's happening in Los Angeles. And that's a whole nother conversation about the Luka trade. But the way that they are playing right now and the way that Austin Reeves is just Austin Reeves is quickly becoming a much better version of an Alex Caruso, a much better version. It's scary. Dude is playing at a different level right now. And when you have that many options in different ways to attack, I don't like it, especially when the game slows down in the postseason. So if I was going to put a future bet on a team, Los Angeles would be one of them. Doesn't mean I'm rooting for them. In fact, I would be rooting against my future bet, but I think it's a good bet. They could be around for a little bit. And I get Oklahoma City is way more talented, but when you get to the playoffs, it's different when you've got that kind of experience with LeBron. It just is. It just is. But yeah, the Warriors, I'll tell you what, Steph, man, that Jimmy Butler move, that absolutely revitalized Steph. And here's the other thing it did for Steph. It kind of gave the confirmation. It gave direction. Everything was kind of up in the air for Steph and the Warriors. Like, what's his last couple years going to look like? They're mapped out now. They know what it's going to be. It's going to be Steph and Jimmy Butler. And he seems to really like it. And having Jimmy Butler on that team changes the way that Steph is able to get open, because now you have to respect Jimmy Butler coming through the lane. And by the way, Kuminga has still been dinged up. Wait till he gets back fully in the mix of things. Totally agree. Best out there. What are you telling Jerry? Dude, Jerry said the same thing, Tristan. Jerry's the first one that said it. Because you can keep LeBron fresh now. Yeah, I don't want to sit here and toot the Lakers' horn because you know that absolutely tears my insides out to say that. But I would put a future on them if I was a better. Agreed, definitely the best ever. So Sam, I'm still perplexed by your take, man. I'm still perplexed by your take. But the way this looks right now, the Kings, they're gonna do no worse. They should do no worse than the 10 seed. They should not do any worse than the 10 seed. I just don't see Phoenix bringing it back together and putting it together. So the question then becomes, and we've talked about this over the last couple shows, is do you think the Kings can win 2 games in a row? Not talking about, Charlotte and a banged up whoever. I'm talking about, can the Kings beat 2 good teams? 2 teams record wise that are better than them in a row to get into a 7-game series. 24 games will tell the story, kicking off tomorrow night with the Rockets. No spread that I see yet, but remember the Kings have beat them twice already this season. The Rockets had been struggling, but they did beat De'Aaron Fox's San Antonio Spurs last night or 2 nights ago. And by the way, holy crap, De'Aaron Fox, do you think De'Aaron's even going to play on the 7th? I could see him getting shut down. I could see him getting that surgery on his finger that he needs, which leads me to my next point. I actually started looking to see what the tickets are going for. Is there a big interest in going to this game? There it is for you. Standing room ticket, $94 to get into the building. 94 bucks to cheer De'Aaron, to boo De'Aaron. I really think, as stupid as it sounds, because it should be a win, that game is so much, it is way more important than just a W on the schedule. If the Kings lose this game to San Antonio, and I don't want to look too far ahead, I think that's going to really, really be a kick to the Kanikis for this fan base. And by the way, I don't want that seat. Zoom out, please. I don't know why I did that. By the way, the Kings, I've put some feelers out there. I've been asking, do we know what the Kings are planning on doing, thinking about doing for De'Aaron when he comes back? And I have not been able to get any type of, not even a response. It's like radio silent. It's like classified. And here's my take to you. I don't think the Kings have any idea what they're going to do yet. I've said that the last couple of days. Yeah, if you want to see what these will set you back, you want to sit here, $2,158. How about a $10,000 seat? You want that seat? $10,925. And remember, dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing. This is the Spurs. Derek is saying part of it's because of Wemby. This is the secondary market. So this isn't because of Wemby. These are tickets that are on sale on StubHub right now. But getting back to De'Aaron and this whole thing and whether the Kings are going to do a tribute for him, whether they're not. The reason I bring it up is we talked about the Kings putting up their next home game graphic at the last game at the G1C against Charlotte. And instead of just putting a Spurs logo up, they put up De'Aaron Fox. That to me, and I've asked the question, haven't gotten any answers, That to me was a sign that the Kings still don't know what they're doing. That to me was the Kings testing the waters to see how the fans were going to react. And if you haven't heard, here's how it went. I think he's going to get booed out of the building. And more importantly, I think the Kings are going to have a very big problem with a large majority of this fan base if they put together a big tribute for De'Aaron Fox. No, Derek, no chance in hell. Do not bring that freak out. Keep the freak in Kansas City. I am troubled that I am wearing the same color as that freak right now. Royale. You know what? Royale is to blame for everything this season. Just like the person who came up with the idea for the beam should have the corner office, the big promotion, the person that came up with Royale should be fired immediately. Just like the mascot, fired, retired. For as good of an idea as the beam was, that is just as bad of an idea. I just don't know what the hell they were thinking. That thing is scary. That is not a friendly looking mascot. And it's got like the creepy slippers. You remember the slippers you could get at Arden Mall at one of the kiosks that look like basketball shoes? Derek's a big Royale fan. Really? Interesting. He is mischievous. I thought De'Aaron Fox's response to seeing Royale was great. I'll give De'Aaron credit for that. I would cheer De'Aaron for his response to Royale. Pull up the Kings record with Royale uniforms. It's awful, Flores. It's so funny that you bring that up. It is terrible. They play awful in those uniforms. They played terrible in those uniforms. You know, the other uniforms they were not playing well in is the 2003 throwbacks. That's changed a little bit because they played more games in them. But, oh, hell no. Said that about Sabonis's face after every game. Roy even gives Freddy Krueger nightmares. No doubt, dude. Look, my son has, and I think I've talked about this on the show before. My son has this stuffed animal. It's called Huggy Wuggy. Y'all know who Huggy Wuggy is? It's this creepy thing with these like razor teeth. And for some reason, people think Huggy Wuggy is cute. Huggy Wuggy is more adorable to me than Royale. And Huggy Wuggy creeps me the hell out. Creeps me out. Let's see what else we got. You got to take the good idea with the bad. I guess so. Man. And by the way, that is such an ugly jersey too. I really don't like those jerseys. Did any of you like those jerseys? I don't know why they can't just bring. Maybe they're waiting for the Kings to have a team that is worthy of wearing those jerseys. But the 2000 and 2001 all purple Kings jerseys with just the Kings up here, and then it's got the silver outlines. You guys are all familiar with the white and black ones, but I loved the purple ones. I can't wait for them to hopefully bring those back at some point. That is, to me, the best uniform the Kings have ever had. Yeah, Huggy Wuggy, man. That thing's terrifying. I'm telling you. And how do you do Slamson like that, by the way? If you're Slamson, you've had how many loyal years to this fan base? Man, Slamson's a G. I don't know who is Slamson right now, but I've met somebody that was Slamson during the very good times for the Kings. Man, Slamson was a freaking G. Slamson is a G. How are you going to do him like that and bring in an alternate mascot like Royale because of one jersey? That's like, if I'm Slamson, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. That's why Royale got shipped out. Dude, Adam, don't take a run at Slamson. Slamson doesn't look like a freak. He's a lion, man. What do you mean Slamson's a freak? Get out of here with that. That clown from the Poltergeist still gives me the EBGBs, like the Kings. Oh, dude, Chris, those gold jerseys, those were the worst jerseys of all time. The Kings gold jerseys that kind of looked like a shiny velour color, and those suckers were heavy. Those things were really, really heavy too. It's incredible to think about how much the jerseys have changed from back when Jason Williams was playing to now. But those gold jerseys, oh boy. Oh, freaking boy. Okay, so we've still got a few things to get done today. We're going to talk to Adam Uso about some WWE here in a few minutes. The Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up. We will preview that for about 10 minutes. But I asked you all, and I haven't gotten a ton of answers, about like, who is that one musical artist that if you could get a one-on-one concert, like you would just be all over it? Or like if nobody saw you, like if you were invisible for a day and you got to go to the concert of somebody that you don't even tell your friends about that you like, because we all have that person on your playlist. And I gave an example of earlier in my college days, I was jamming out to like a teeny bop song and Mike Bibby caught me and it was embarrassing. But who's that artist for you? Who's on your playlist? Like if you could go to their concert or listen to them, rock out to them without any judgment from your friends or the public, who is your person? Dennis said Peter Frampton. I forget what the other, John said Iron Maiden. I'll give you mine. Any guesses? In fact, do you want to take any guesses on who mine is? Because anytime this person comes on, I'm rocking out. In fact, I want to go to the concert so bad. See, but those aren't embarrassing, right? Al, I'm talking about like the song that like you turn, like if you got your earbuds in, Al, I'm talking about like the song that you turn down a little bit just to make sure that nobody else hears it through your earbuds. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody said Taylor Swift. I respected that. It was Flores. Flores said Taylor Swift. By the way, Travis Kelce returning to the NFL next year. Taylor Swift, though, is not my choice. I will give you mine right now. There is only one person, and I am still trying to find a way to make this happen. I don't even know who that is. Ritvik, I have no idea who Sabrina Carpenter is. Milli Vanilli? No, wasn't Beyonce. Keep them coming. I'll give you a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to put them up. It is a girl. It is a female. It's definitely a female. It's somebody that I have followed for their entire career. Good guess. Lady Gaga, not her. My wife did see Lady Gaga before I met my wife at the old Arco Arena. Justin Timberlake? No, I have seen Justin Timberlake. We sat, what was it? We were like second row for Justin Timberlake when he came out with his Justified CD. That was a really good CD, by the way. Justified. It was a good show too. Kanye? No, not Kanye. Another guess for Sabrina Carpenter. I don't know who Sabrina Carpenter is. All right, I'm just going to give it to you. It is the one. It is the only. Oh, you know what? Britney Spears. Okay, pressure. Back in the day, it was Britney Spears. 100%. High school days, Britney Spears. We went to a Britney Spears concert, two dudes, me and my buddy Phil, and we went to watch her concert. because we liked her that much. And boy, oh boy, was it a good concert. In fact, I think I bought the DVD for her concert. Not No Doubt. Let's see, not William Hung, not Katy Perry. I cannot stand Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is on my list that I will never, ever listen to. When her Christmas song comes on, I plug my ears and I run. Finchy says Elton John, not Adele. I'm good with Adele. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Adele, not Nicki Minaj. I don't know who SZA is. Mariah, yeah, made the list, right? Good job by you. I do not like Mariah Carey whatsoever. All right, you guys have got your guesses in. None of them are right. Not Ariana Grande, not Celine Dion. Good guess, Haunted
Not
Bear.
so fast, midget. Not so fast.
Midget.
Yeah, little guy.
Good guess, little guy, but not Celine Dion. It is the one, it is the only Miss Carrie Underwood. I love Carrie Underwood. Where do I start with Carrie Underwood? Yes, she was on American Idol. No, I did not watch American Idol. Maybe I caught an episode here and there. But I have followed Carrie Underwood's career since her first CD, Some Hearts, that came out. I own every Carrie Underwood album. I subscribe to SiriusXM for the Carrie Underwood channel. I freaking adore Carrie Underwood, man. Her jams are awesome, man. If you see me in my car and a Carrie Underwood song comes on, I am singing at the top of my lungs. She's in the middle of a Vegas residency right now, by the way. I would love to go see Carrie in Vegas. Dude, her voice, and she's the total package. She does it all, man. She's got the good slow songs that when you're sad, like they hit. The lyrics are good. Wine After Whiskey, awesome song. I could go on for days, man. You name a Carrie Underwood song, I could probably do the lyrics for you right here. So Carrie Underwood is mine. And obviously I'm not that ashamed of it now because I've told all of you. You know what, though? Her Sunday Night Football stuff, let's not talk about that just yet. I'm not a big fan of the way they make her look on Sunday Night Football. But, I mean, Some Hearts was such a great CD. Her first CD that she released, awesome CD. Carnival Ride, that was a good CD. Married to, I don't know if he's still in the NHL, Mike Fisher, I believe. Mama's Song, that's a damn good wedding song. Man, I love Carrie Underwood. Can't get enough Carrie Underwood. I want to do the show with that graphic up the rest of the day. Such a good artist. And she even has that song that every girlfriend likes to sing. I dug my keys into the side of it. You know what I'm talking about. Before he cheats. Love me some Carrie. You see me out in the streets, we can talk Carrie Underwood any day. Any day of the week, we will talk Carrie Underwood. So that is mine. And yes, probably later tonight, I will be listening to some Carrie Underwood. I love it. I love Carrie. Seems like some of you like Carrie too. I like it. Blown Away. It's a good one. Black Cadillac. Jesus Take the Wheel. Man, so many. Yeah, we might have to start doing Carrie Underwood Fridays. Like, I would probably, there's not very many people I would geek out for. Like, if somebody got me a cameo, I would geek out if I got a Carrie Underwood cameo. Like, totally geek out. It would be, I would be, no, I'm not going to sing again. I am the worst singer on this planet. I have no singing voice whatsoever. On that note, love me some Carrie. We can talk Carrie in a little bit. Let's talk some WWE really quick. We do it on Fridays. We bring in, by the way, if you do not know, he is actually a member of the Uso family. He was indoctrined in by Jay Uso, Mr. Yeet. He is Adam Uso.
Acknowledge me.
What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
How you doing? Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday, man. It's good to be here.
So we can't talk wrestling until you tell me who your like undercover music person is that you don't want people to know you rock out to.
Yeah, I put it in the chat, but it's Sade. Like put that on.
Sade?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's Sade?
The song you would probably know is like Smooth Operator.
Okay.
No,
interesting.
He's a smooth operator. You know that one?
I don't know. I guess I'm too busy listening to Carrie Underwood.
Sounds like you got some homework.
All right. I will check it out.
But yeah, that's probably my super guilty pleasure.
Sade. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
you know,
yeah.
I'm thinking about going vegan because Carrie Underwood's vegan.
I didn't go vegan. I went like pescatarian-esque, pescatarian adjacent for, I don't know, 2 years or so.
I
So
could do
I'd only-
pescatarian.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. A lot of plant-based stuff. I would eat fish, but I also kept bacon in play because I'm not. I mean, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I wasn't ready to give bacon up, but everything else I gave it up for about 2 years, and then there was one Thanksgiving, and one of the girls from work made chicken wings in a crock pot, and I was like, meh, one won't hurt. And I had a chicken wing, and I was off the wagon from that point on.
Off the wagon. Yeah. So you know what? I take that back. I don't think I could, as much as I love Carrie, I could not do vegan. Although there are a lot of vegan options that I like. There's these vegan protein bars that Liam and I love. So we hit those up, but I still need my eggs. I need some cheese, but pescatarian, I'm all in on that. I could do that. I love butter.
Great.
Dude, yeah, for sure. And then you know what you replace the beef with? A portobello mushroom, dude. It's the earth steak. I love portobellos.
It was mainly to keep me away from fast food because I was eating it every meal. And
Really?
yeah, I mean, single, early 30s. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, live life. Hey, Sade getting a ton of love in the chat right now. We love that.
Sade.
Some
All right.
good songs that people are throwing out there. Kiss of Life, Sweetest Taboo. Oh, man.
All right. I'll check her out. I will check her out.
She's been around for probably 30-something years.
Sade it is. All right. Keep putting your artists in the chat. We'll get to them here in a few minutes. But all right, man. It's a busy weekend. It's the last stop on the road to WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. Where do you want to start? You want to start with tonight? I mean, we got a little bit of... The thing I'm looking forward to tonight is we have LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. Championship, and I really hope that he gets it back.
Okay.
Shinsuke's defended once. It's pretty bad. And no appearances in between there either, so.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a setup to get Shinsuke a win to kind of put him back on track to have a WrestleMania match, Kendall.
Wasn't that the point to get him back on track when he won the belt? And then you do nothing with him.
Dude, they've been awful, by the way, with all of the secondary championships. Nothing with Braun Breaker, nothing with Chelsea Green, nothing with what's her name? something. Oh, well, she's from NXT. What's her name?
Oh, Lyra
Lyra
Valkyria.
Valkyria. Yeah, that's been terrible with the secondary titles. So
And-
shame on WWE.
And I love Lyra Valkyria too. I think she does a great job.
Dude, she's trying to get over, man. She tries so hard. The announcers are trying to get her, woo, or whatever it is, over. It's
Great
just
job. She does a great job in the ring. She doesn't have much mic time, but
yeah.
you know.
Anyways,
whatever.
so we'll hit SmackDown really quick. Just tell everybody what they need to know about SmackDown, because I'd rather talk more about the pay-per-view.
I mean, I think that's about it. What else do we got? Trish Stratus is going to be there. My girl Chelsea Green versus to be announced. So some undetermined opponent this evening for Miss Chelsea.
They're in
That's about it.
Canada, right?
They are in Toronto. So Canada girl. So is Trish Stratus.
But if Trish is already announced, it's not going to be Trish.
No, Trish is going to be doing a tag team match tomorrow night at Chamber with Tiffy against crap. Why am I spacing on this? Nia Jackson, Candice LeRae.
Okay.
I want to say about 39% from 3.
I don't know why Doug Christie just started talking there. Sorry.
Yeah, well, maybe we need to put Doug in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. So I guess the only thing notable to talk about would be Cody. I'm sure Cody's going to have to be there tonight because of everything that happened with The Rock.
Decision to make tomorrow night with his thing with The Rock and gosh, what was it? Last Friday night or Monday? I can't remember at this point. But we had this standoff between, well, I don't even know if you call it a standoff, but it was maybe the most awkward 30-minute segment The Rock has ever done.
It was awkward. I'm with you, man.
He's been kissing Cody's butt the last month or two. And less than a year ago, he was smashing his head into the side of a bus before WrestleMania or whatever that was, a couple weeks before WrestleMania last year. So I don't get where this is going. They want Cody. The Rock wants Cody's soul, not the title. He wants him to be his corporate champion.
Well,
I don't know.
It's doing. They're circling back to like the Vince McMahon Stone Cold kind of thing, and they're teasing the Cody heel turn possibly, which I look. It sounds like the Rock's schedule changed, and now the Rock suddenly might be available for WrestleMania, and it's pretty clear to me what it is. To be what they're setting up, Cody's going to say, screw you, Rock. I'm already their champion, whatever. And the way that Cody can become the people's champion is to beat The Rock at WrestleMania and probably win the people's championship belt. Boom, done with. That's probably where we're headed.
But how do you get The Rock into WrestleMania? I disagree with you.
Oh, you're right, because the chamber. Yeah.
Because then you totally disregard the chamber, and I don't think they're ready to do that. I don't see a Rock match at WrestleMania, if I'm being honest.
Okay, fair enough. Let's see, Derek. We will look into that. Adam and I are going to be doing a side project where it's all wrestling, so we'll keep you posted on that. But definitely take that into consideration. I do want to hit this really quick. What Chris said: Naomi attacked Jade Cargill. She did it for The Rock. I don't think she did it for The Rock, but I think it's going to be Bianca Belair that attacked Jade. 100%.
I'm with you there. I think it's Bianca, and they need to get Bianca out of this tag title crap. She's not a tag team partner to anybody. She stands on her own. She's great, and my daughter loves her. So we're big Bianca fans over here.
I would say that I am shocked that it's taken this long to get to where they're at. Because as soon as they paired the two of them up, I thought that was headed for WrestleMania last year, where it would be a Bianca versus Jade match.
Yeah, gosh, has it been going on that long that her and
Yes.
Jade have been teamed up?
Yes. So I thought that was surprising, but yes, I do think it's going to be Bianca. There's your WrestleMania match there. I don't know how Naomi fits into it though. That'll be interesting.
I don't know either, but I think you have Bianca win Elimination Chamber. Gonna have a great match with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Bianca's been putting in work lately.
Bianca's not going to win Elimination Chamber.
Who?
Bianca?
Who is?
Bro, it's not going to be Bianca because she's going to feud with Jade for WrestleMania.
No, I don't think so. No.
Then it's not going to be Bianca who attacked Jade. It's going to be Naomi.
I don't know, man. Who else do we got in the women's chamber? We've got
Liv.
We've got Liv. She just won the tag team title. See you later.
Okay.
Naomi.
Okay.
Sorry, no. Bailey. We've already seen what she's done as a champion in the last year.
I already know who I'm going to say, but go ahead.
I know
name
who
her off eventually.
Alexa Bliss. Cute, but I don't think so. Not yet. They're going to ordain her as like the leader of the White Six, I think. And then you got your girl, Roxanne Perez. I know that's who you want. Dude, have you seen the NXT and TNA crossover that's been happening the last week or so? It's been awesome. Dude, Moose versus Obafemi is going to be wild.
You should never name a wrestler Moose. There's just something wrong with that.
You got to see him in person. The dude is built like a moose. Moose. You should see his knuckle.
Okay, do you realize how hard I had to work to keep my job? And you and Haunted Horse just seem to be on this mission
I didn't
to
say
get
anything.
me to lose my job on this channel. What are we doing? Anyways.
No.
I think it's going to be Alexa or Roxanne. I think that the crowd pop was way too much for Alexa. It's an easy way because the winner is facing Rhea, right? So it's got to be a heel. No, it's going to be a heel. It's going to be Roxanne. Sure it'll be Roxanne.
If Bianca is the one who hurt Jade, she's a heel.
I get that, but you can't. Okay, are you going to make it a triple threat then?
No.
You can't just bypass the Jade thing, or you have to hold off on the Jade stuff until after WrestleMania.
Maybe Jade comes back, but she's not 100%.
I just don't. You lose the momentum.
Yeah.
Here's what could work. It's Bianca wins and you do the run up to WrestleMania, but Jade costs Bianca at WrestleMania, whatever. I don't know. Or maybe Jade takes Bianca out and takes Bianca's spot. I don't know. Okay, we move on. What are the men going to do?
What are the men going to do? What are they going to do, Rhino? We've got Damian Priest. That do anything for you?
No. I'm not putting that up Haunted Horse, by the way.
Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Logan Paul. Seth Rollins. CM Punk. And John Cena.
Say his name and he appears.
I want to. See, my problem is I'm thinking.
You called Jey Uso for WrestleMania.
I did.
Or, I'm sorry, Royal Rumble.
It's gonna be Cena.
I think it's gonna be Cena too, but don't wipe your face. It's okay. I think what's going to happen is that Cena loses
Right.
again to
Right.
Cody. Well, he
Right.
loses to Cody, but he loses again, right? He
Right.
gets that close. It's just building the drama. The dude's got 36 shows that he says he's going to appear at. We've only seen 3 of them. There's a long road ahead with this John Cena thing. And I think he loses at WrestleMania to Cody. Does he become Rock's corporate
Cena?
champ?
No.
I don't think so either.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think the Chamber's going to set up a Punk versus Logan Paul. They kind of tease that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you get some sort of break off Seth versus Roman at WrestleMania, and maybe you do another Damian Priest versus Drew. Not that I'm in love with that, but I'll take it.
I think they're going to do like some type of ladder match for the IC title where they can get like a Priest and everybody else in without having to. He's going for something. What's he going for? Is it a ladder? Is it
I've got the perfect opponent for Braun Breaker.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's too early though. I'm with you.
I know.
I think it's too early.
That's a match we need to see. And I think that's a great belt to put on Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, maybe. I don't disagree. It's weird what they're doing with this character, though. It is very weird what they're doing with the character.
Yeah, I think we're headed towards a Solo versus Jacob Fatu WrestleMania match. I don't know.
So, okay. Derek says Punk or Logan. And that's why I'm so torn. Because this was supposed to be, CM Punk's time to main event, right? And he's healthy. But I don't see CM Punk. In Logan, I totally could see that. I could see him because he's going full time now. He's got enough of a draw
to win
the Chamber. Absolutely. I could see it 100%. But I just feel like with the Cena, with this Rock thing looming, right? Hear me out. This Rock and Cody be my champion thing looming. And then you've got Mr. Never Give Up, always did it the right way, John Cena, who is going to be, the angel on Cody's shoulder versus The Rock being the devil. And that's this triple storyline somehow that turns into your WrestleMania main event. And I agree with you 100%, Romanowski. I've said it for months, a Cena Cody Rhodes WrestleMania match. I truly believe the fans will turn on it. They will. I'm sorry. They're going to turn on it. And you're going to have no choice but to turn Cody.
Yeah, there's no way they can turn Cody. There's no way. Not in the next year, at least. After all the buildup we had for him to get the title is the good guy, you're going to turn him over in a year? No chance.
You just can't. Okay, but you risk literally. Again, I can't reinforce this enough. If the adult audience, the kids aren't going to turn on Cody. The kids are going to eat it up. But our age group, the 18 to 30, well, I guess I'm not in that age group anymore. I'm not in 18 to 39, damn it. But anyways, okay, the 18 to 40 age group, they're going to see Cena. And they're going to connect the dots that everything WWE is doing with Cody right now is super Cena-ish, right? And it's what made everybody turn on Cena, where the adults couldn't stand him and the kids loved him. And I just don't think it's fair to Cody to have that happen so soon in this.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't see it. I know you see it different.
I mean, in my heart of hearts, I would love if it were Drew. I think you could make there's another, there's stuff going around that maybe it's Seth Rollins who wins and he becomes the corporate champ under The Rock. And, you know, I want to see like a KO, Kevin, I'm sorry, KO, Drew, Seth Rollins sort of faction build, these guys that are sick of getting screwed over by Roman and Cody and done wrong. You know, I don't know.
And what about? Go ahead.
So I think you have Cody retain at WrestleMania. I mean, despite whoever wins Chamber and faces Cody, do we both agree that Cody's still retaining after WrestleMania? Probably, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where does Randy Orton come into play? This is where I think you have a Cena against a Cody, where a Randy Orton maybe comes into the picture at Chamber, and maybe Randy is the guy to take the belt off Cody at SummerSlam, but then Cena could take the belt off of Randy after that.
It's a great point by Romanowski. I heard your point too. I'm processing it.
Ooh, that's a good take.
That's a really good take, Romanowski. That's an excellent take. There is nothing that says that they couldn't defend twice.
Here's my issue with that.
That is the best take that I have seen the last couple months.
Great. The only thing I would say is I don't know that The Rock is going to intervene himself. I think as the boss, you would delegate that. You want to do everything that you can to wear Cody down, to get him off of the title, right? So I think Cody's going to turn down The Rock. Rock's going to get pissed and, you know, by proxy through Triple H or Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, whatever, he's throwing everybody at Cody to just wear him out. And then eventually, you know, I don't know that The Rock's coming back for a match.
See, but I think you just laid out Romanowski's storyline perfectly.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Cody turns him down. You wear him down all the way up to WrestleMania, and like literally, and by the way, the writing's going to be on the wall for the smart WWE fans. They know where that's leading. But then a couple weeks before WrestleMania, you have the mic drop moment that you're going to face me night 2 if you get through Cena. I think it makes sense because of all the past history with Rock and WWE. I just hate that. Here's what I hate. I really like The Rock. I loved The Rock growing up. Okay? But this coming in at the last second, when WWE has a lot of good stuff going, they've done a great job with storylines. I get you're important. I get that you were a big draw. I get that you still are a big draw. I just hate that everything has to be put on hold for whatever this guy wants.
And it's so confusing. Like, what the hell are we doing? You came out last week and had this rambling, you know, he was like, hey, we're going to bring WrestleMania back to New Orleans, and then I'll slap the STDs off your mouth or whatever. Like, he's playing both sides of it. We don't want that. We want heel Rock talking crap to the audience, pissing people off, beating people's butts. That's the Rock we want to see. Talking trash, beating people. That's what we want. That's what's going to make, you know, if it's a Cody or a Roman Reigns match, you know, I don't think Rock versus Cody is the match people want to see. I think they want to see Rock versus Roman more than that. But we don't, more than anything, we don't want to see this like, oh, I'm the Rock, I'm the boss. And it feels like he's playing things safe to like protect, the kids from going to see Moana or something. You know what I mean? Like he's playing both sides of the fence. Make the distinction. Be the heel. Be that, you know, there's no way he could be Vince. When Vince was the bad boss and all that stuff that everyone hated. Like he's not that. Triple H is the guy that people love, who's the boss, but The Rock is his boss. I'm not saying you incorporate Triple H into matches and stuff like this, but I think if you had some play between like The Rock and Triple H, where like The Rock's pressuring Triple H to cut these matches against Cody, and he's like, I can't do it, and The Rock threatens him. I think there's some meat on that bone, but I don't know. He's just like he's trying to charm us and then insult us at the same time, and that's where I don't get it. Like, just pick one. We don't want to like you, Rock. So make us not like you. It's easy.
I just, yeah, no, I hear you. I just think for somebody that is as trailblazing, as savvy, charismatic, spontaneous as The Rock always has been and still can be, the final boss is the lamest moniker that I could think of to tag on to somebody. But yet it's what The Rock wants and it's what he wants to embrace. The Rock wearing the exact same vest every time he comes to the ring now, it's just, I don't get it. It's like, are you trying to drive your own character into the ground? And I get where you're coming from about playing both sides, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. So, all right, you've got Cody turning down The Rock. You've got Cena coming out of the chamber. You have Bianca coming out of the chamber.
Yeah.
Kevin and Randy. Maybe this is where, by the way, I'll say this. I think maybe this is where Randy fits in, and it sets up for Cody that Randy's going to come and do something to Kevin that sets up a Kevin Randy WrestleMania. But then, there's always a couple of those shockers the night after WrestleMania. You'd think that Randy would be coming out to congratulate Cody, but Randy actually turns on Cody after taking out Kevin. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Your thoughts.
I think you're kind of spot on there. I think this is one, I'm excited for this match, and I know there's some people in the chat who don't love Sami Zayn or don't love Kevin Owens, but I don't think you can argue with their ring work. And you can't argue with what Kevin Owens has been doing. Like his little thing last week where he was at Sami Zayn's house, like spying on him, and he peeks into their home through the window while he's playing with his kid and wife. Like that was diabolical. That was nasty work.
Yep.
And I love it. And so I'm so excited for this match. I think in my heart of hearts, I hope Kevin comes out on top because that puts more heat on him. And I think it does set up an even more intense Randy versus KO later down the line. Yeah, I don't know.
I hear you. Dude, I appreciate you. Any plans this weekend besides wrestling?
Kind of undergoing some changes in my office, so trying to redecorate that. I've got Jay Uso super kicking JD McDonough behind me. You can't see it very well.
There you go.
You can. But yeah, dude, we've been chatting offline about these WWE cards. They're going crazy.
Yeah, show the people really quick what you got. This is incredible. These cards are super popular, and I know this is going to trigger BJ. Adam's going full screen.
They're pretty wild. Okay, hold on. Holy cow! All right, sorry about that. These WWE Topps Chrome cards. As I scramble to pick them all up, these things are going crazy. I don't know if I know we got some card guys out there, but um, you're pulling stuff from every pack just about. If you're buying, like the hobbies and above. Not that any of these are super crazy, but if you're a fan of wrestling, like I'm just like autograph chasing right now. I got an Oro Mensa autograph that, whatever, he's on the up. A Dexter Loomis, which is, again, whatever. Um, this is Ryan's favorite. This is Ivy Nile.
Hey, she's growing on me.
Hey, you know what? I like Ivy Nile. I think she's probably in line. I think she will get one of those belts. I think the Creed brothers are probably going to get the belts here pretty soon off of War Raiders. And then I think when Chad Gable comes back from his training with the Luchadors, that he's going to get something too. This is my dog, Otis. This card's only worth like $5, but it means more to me. And then, speak of the devil, I do have a Chad Gable. That was pretty cool. I showed you the Jacob Fatu. That one's sweet. You might appreciate this one.
Oh, yeah, Trick.
Rick Willie.
That's actually how many of those is there? There's only like 10,
This
right?
one's got a 175.
Oh, okay.
And they have other auto cards they do that are have fewer numbers. And then Dexter, yeah, I think they need to bring Dexter back to that. And this one's cool if you're an old school guy. Tatanka.
Yeah, I didn't know he was still alive.
Yeah, I don't think he did either. But
Anyway.
whatever. But
Alright.
anyway, it started. Sorry, I know you want to cut
you're
to something
good.
else, but I'm not going to let you. Okay. So I went into my attic and I had some old cards from back in the day, but I found some old cool Kings cards.
Oh, all right.
I'll start with this one that's not. This is a tough one for Kings fans to swallow, but a rookie Bobby Hurley. That's why anytime I see a King wear number 7, I don't know that they understand the history of that number, and I don't like it. It's bad juju. I got the Wizard Walt Williams. This is signed in. Oh, that was my boy. I loved Walt. Who didn't love Brian Grant, right?
Dude, he had the best dreads in Portland too.
That was pre-dread. I loved Brian Grant. Both stints with the Kings. Not a Kings card, but the best King that ever lived, Mitch Richmond.
Wow.
And then I also have this, which is a ticket to the game where Mitch scored 15,000 points, and he wrote 15,000 on there. Mitch Richmond, number 2.
Bro, you need to run that by Emran. That is probably up there with King's memorabilia, my man. That is
a cool one. That's probably one of 2. I think my cousin probably got the same thing signed on her ticket, but and then this one was just for fun. This was tucked away in let me see. Do something like that. There we go. March 30th, 1995, Kings versus Suns. Section 207, $13.
Wow. Ticket stubs are becoming collectible, especially ones that are not torn off now. It's crazy.
It's it was in super good condition. It was squished in between a bunch of cards that I pulled out. And
There you go. I love it.
Yeah, it was fun digging those up. Here's the one. Now this is going to be worth the money. Ready for it?
Ready. Wow. Yeah, that is worth some money.
That's a real deal here.
That is worth some money. Wow. Blockbuster video. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a poll.
I know. Who'd have thought?
What a poll.
Dude, hit me up. Hit Emran up and see if he's interested in that.
In the Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll get right on that. All right, brother. Appreciate you. Good stuff as always. Adam representing. All right. Talk to you soon. Mr. Adam Uso.
Acknowledge me.
Out of here. Whoa. You know what that air horn means? That means that's the little man calling me. All right. It has been a fun show. We've gotten through a lot. We're going to end there with Adam Oos going over his WWE picks. We are back on the air tomorrow. We've got full coverage, Kings and Rockets, beginning with the pregame show. Pregame show begins at 4:15, 5 o'clock tip-off. And then Jerry Reynolds, halftime, late fees. Oh, my gosh, right? Right. Yep. And if you didn't rewind, you remember you'd get a fee. Be kind, rewind. So anyways, appreciate all you. Hell of a fun Friday. Make it a great rest of your night. Be safe. We'll see you tomorrow for Kings Rockets coverage. And yeah, appreciate you. We made it through another week. Looking forward to hopefully seeing a Kings win tomorrow. It's going to be a competitive game, and they got to get one of these next three. Guaranteed, they've got to get one of these next three. Most people have it as Dallas. Who knows? 2-0 this season against the Rockets. Can they get a third and secure a tiebreaker? Although it will not probably matter, but nonetheless. Kings next 24 games, again, a buffet of playoff teams they will be facing. Go Kings, light the damn beam. Court is dismissed.